the ideal money is going to have the most certainty in it, as in...
Yeah. So I would also say that Bitcoin is, you said perfect. I would say it's engineered truth. So
okay.
I don't know who said that. This not my term, but someone that I talked to said that. And you mentioned the time chain. This thing, when you audit it by yourself, when you verify it by yourself, this is the truth of this system. It doesn't care about the rest of the world, right? Bitcoin doesn't care, but it's the truth of this system. And if you want to have something that is truthful and remains the same towards this uncertain future, that would arguably be the best solution compared to any other solution or tool or asset, however you want to call it, right? To create a certainty towards the future. And I think it also makes it more clear for people to think about this question of what do I want? Why do I save towards the future? What do I want to do in the future, right? Whether it's building a family or a company or some crazy building or you know, whatever you would want to pursue. But because the tool that everyone uses right now is so uncertain, all the capital that you gather in this current moment is worth the most in the current moment. So there is not really an incentive for you to, because it's so uncertain right now, to keep it towards the future, because the uncertainty will actually increase.
That's right. Yeah. And so, and you see the results of that, right? People are, well, you sell the currency and you buy land, you go into real estate, you get something that can't be counterfeited so quickly.
Or stuff that I don't want, that doesn't have any value.
Ultimately, it's people are just trying to scratch that itch of like, how do I, like the guy you just mentioned, he made his money, right? He made a lot of purchasing power and the selling of his business. He really just probably wants to maintain it at a low risk and maybe grow it slightly over time.
Not become less.
Yeah.
Firstly.
Ideally, yeah. And as I say, you're in the stay rich business, not the get rich business.
Exactly.
Right? After you've had your liquidity event or whatever it may be. Really just to stay would be, you'd probably be satisfied with that.
Yeah.
But in a fiat paradigm, you can't just leave cash in the bank. You're going to get depreciated rapidly, right? With 30% over the past 4 years. So you have to go into these higher risk investments like real estate, equities, et cetera. And you're just creating more, you're inducing people to take more risk than they otherwise would. Yeah. When in reality, all they want is sound money.
But not in a conscious way.
No, exactly. Yeah,
right?
they're just following their survival instinct, basically.
I think later only after I found Bitcoin, I realized that I always looked at money as time. Yeah. So gathering money gives you time and space to some degree. You know, depends on how much you have and what your spending is, etc. For you to figure out, like, what am I here to do? What do I enjoy doing? What am I good at? What's my value? What's the value add that I have in this world? But it's only through also getting Bitcoin as a concept for being a tool to actually do that I realized this is the best tool for me to actually have that time, right? And if you think about what are the consequences about from that. So what I like, for example, we're in the US right now. I'm coming from Europe. What I like about the energy here is that everyone is building something. There's a builder energy, even though we talk about the money is flawed and all these things. There's a builder energy, and people are trying to figure not only their life out, but they're building, they're trying businesses, etc. And if you fail here, it's not that bad because you have this builder energy. So it's kind of like how America is construed to a certain degree, I would say. I'm going to New York after there. It's even more, I feel, right?
For sure.
But in Europe, this feeling is totally not there, right? This when you fail, it's a bad thing. It's not celebrated as it's celebrated here. But it's also because I think when the money is bad money and you take this risk and you fail at it, and your money has depreciated over time, you are not even able to give yourself more space to try something again. But once you adopt Bitcoin, you basically it's kind of like how fiat money borrows energy from the future. With Bitcoin, you kind of send energy towards the future. So let's say I try something for a year now and I fail, but I have all my wealth saved in Bitcoin. Then nothing really changed in the...
Your wealth probably went up, actually.
Probably, yeah. So it actually allows me to take this time to figure out, is this a thing that I could pursue? And if not, then I'm also kind of protected to try that again. Yeah. But if I have fiat money and my wealth, diluted, I don't know, 5%, 10%, maybe 15% effectively, I'm not really incentivized to try something like that again. So I feel like people are becoming more safe or more contained, like they're not really pursuing what they are here to do, or to figure out what they can do.
I would maybe even take it a step further, that because money is being depreciated year over year, your incentive is to borrow stronger dollars and pay back weaker dollars, or whatever the local currency is. So not only are people, they're going to take these risks, and if they fail, they're less well-heeled to try again, but there's the possibility that they even took on a bunch of debt to try and take on the first enterprise that they're trying to build. And that's when you're going to have total ruin, right? When someone actually gets over their skis on leverage, they can just get blown up and wiped out. And it's really hard to start over from zero. Not many people can do it. And so the fact that fiat induces people to that maximal risk taking also seems like a bug, not a feature. Whereas in a Bitcoin world, you're less likely to borrow in Bitcoin terms, because you're paying back stronger Bitcoin over time. So you're going to be a little more conservative on your debt accumulation. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to find more just like it, and here to find our most recent episode. Also, make sure to like this video to help shine light on the corruption of money, and be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected.